for the last 10 years, had a lot of discomfort in my right hip.
I have abused my body over the years, over 21 years, the 4 years of college and the 17 years in the NFL. God only knows what I've done to my body.
Walking out of an apartment and stepped down the steps and I hurt my hip. And I've done this before, and that's normally a 2 or 3 week process before I can get back going again.
Whenever I did any kind of activity, I would wind up really, really sore and stiff. And it got me to wondering if pain and stiffness was going to be a part of my life.
Put the chips on. Walked around for about 10 minutes, came back, and I said, you know one thing? All of that discomfort I've had, it's gone.
You know, I have to admit that I was a little skeptical. I couldn't see how something that small could be so effective on my body, especially when some of the pain that I get on certain days is almost unbearable.
I looked on the table and I saw the chip. I said, let me try this. I put it on and I kind of forgot about it. So later on that evening, I got up and I said, I want to go take a walk. And I said, wait a minute, I just remembered I hurt my hip. So I got on the phone and I called Chuck. I said, Chuck, I put this thing on my hip and it really worked.
It has changed my life in a big way. The quality of my life is so much better. And that's when I was sold. The next day I started calling people and saying, you got to try this product.
Once I saw this product work, I said, I'm going to fast break this. I'm in this. I am full steam ahead. This is one of the most exciting things since the UCLA Houston game for me. This is it. This is tremendous.
If I like it and if it's helping me, then it's got to help my next door neighbor or the sister at the church. You know, it has to be able to help them also.
Just try it. Once you try it, you will see that these products work. And then once people find out that there is a financial gain, there is a structure in place for you to be successful. If you want to make this a business, that's the best of both worlds.
Just give it a try. It can't hurt you, just give it a try. The results are there. They happened with me, and they changed my life in a big way. And then 80 to 85% of the people that I've given the chips to, they're having positive results.
And it's just remarkable, the technology that's out there now, and I'm very, very happy to be a part of what's going on.
The income is that it's unreal. And I'm thinking, why did I ever have to play basketball? Why did I have to go into car business for 20 years? I wish I had been in CieAura for 20 years already, because this is just great. This is what life was meant to be.
Eastern medicine for over 4,000 years has taken a look at the body on the cellular level. And what we know is the body's made up of trillions of cells, and there's different cells that perform different functions in the body. Now, the other thing we know about the body is that the cells have the ability to communicate with the other cells of the body. Western medicine has just recently taken a look, more in the last 25 years, taken a look at what's occurring on the cellular level. Western scientists have been able to figure out what's the normal vibrations, frequencies, and sound waves occurring on the cellular level. And now we do know that when the body gets bombarded, either externally or internally, that it has the effect on the cells and knocks off the harmonics of the cells. Now, what CieAura was able to do is take this research, take this information that the scientists have been able to figure it out, and develop a product that has the ability to communicate with the cells of the body. So what we find out is that when this holographic chip is placed within an inch of the body, that it has the ability to communicate with the cells of the body, restore normal vibrations and frequencies at a cellular level, and that ultimately ends up with a healthy cell so that our symptoms, our problems that we're having get much better.
It's based on vibration, it's based on energy, the flow of energy, and we're put together with electromagnetic strength, like small magnets, and that's what all the atoms and all the cells are put together, and they're moving and vibrating, and they're supposed to have a certain frequency, a certain energy. And it's kind of like all the body parts. The arms, the legs, the organs, the hormones are all different orchestra members, and they're supposed to play a certain song. And if any of those parts are out of work or out of harmony, then it just causes chaos. So anything that's as life-changing as the CieAura chip puts those energies back into harmony, and it helps them get the right vibration. And it's just what makes health start happening automatically.
My grandmother, who had taken a fall right before Thanksgiving, had hit her head. She, the normal hurt your hip type of thing, and we gave Grandma 2 chips. She hurt her back. Put 2 chips on her back, and the next day, 7 a.m., my grandmother's calling the house. I need some more of these Band-Aids. I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, these stickers, I need some more because they worked well. Now I want one on my shoulder. So I'm like, okay, Grandma, we'll get you some more. So that was her situation. Then my mom has arthritis in her hand, and at times she needs to use her other hand to assist to open it and close it. So Mom put the pain chip also on her wrist. She was opening and closing her hand, doing good, and of course we were around Thanksgiving, so she's doing the potato salad, moving, and she's like, I cannot believe I can mash the potatoes, because usually she'll put everything in and then we'll have to stir it for her. Mom made the potato salad. Came out great. So it was just amazing to see those 2 instances. So I started to read more about it, and because I'm pregnant, I was like, well, I'm not going to try it. And as I read, then I listened in on conference calls, and I found other moms that use it. People use it while they were pregnant. Some people put it on their babies. And so I decided to try it. Once I tried the product and I tried the energy chip, it was amazing, because being pregnant, I'm like, okay, I need a nap. I need 2 naps sometimes. And I never needed one. By 4:30, I was just like, I still hadn't taken my first nap. And it's just really amazing to see how it worked. It was very effective for me personally and for my family. And I told my husband, okay, let's go to step 2 and see. Let's become a part of CieAura.
I'm getting older. I want to stay healthy. I don't like taking a whole bunch of pills, and I've had to take pills over the years. I think being involved in this business, where people can deal with different things that they usually ingest a product, doing it on the outside of their body is a big, big plus with no side effects. That's big. And I think, when we really stop and think about it, we were doing it the wrong way. You think about having a pain in your shoulder, and you take something that goes through your whole body that's got to go through your digestive system and wind up in your liver. Just because you had a pain here, we got a better way. CieAura is a better way.
My background before I got in CieAura, as a child I was a gymnast, and then I was a collegiate gymnast, and then I ended up playing women's professional football for Houston Energy, and then I actually started doing triathlons and running marathons and doing anything that I could that was sports related, which led me into my career now, which is I'm a chiropractor, a clinical nutritionist, a naturopathic physician. When I understood what it does, what the product really does, because I had researched it, and I realized that now this is something that's actually here, I thought to myself, I would be doing more of a disservice to my patients by not letting them use it than just holding back. So for me I'm excited about endorsing it or promoting it, because truly, I have seen it in my practice. It has changed people's lives. And to me, changing someone's life is priceless. The question you can ask anyone is, do you know someone who has trouble resting, who has discomfort, or who needs more energy?
The sleeping chip has been wonderful for me. It's really changed my life. Well, one night I had put my chip on like I do always now, and I was sleeping fine, and this was early on, and my wife woke up. And that's very unusual. It was a lot more usual that I would be awake and she would be asleep. And she realized she needed the sleeping chip too. Now Cherry does not go to sleep without the sleep chip on. My son, Luke, is a professional keyboard player. He plays for various theaters around the Houston area and plays for Theater Under the Stars and some of these other places. And plus he practices a lot and was having wrist pain. And I told him, he was in the company, but he wasn't using the pain chip on his wrist. And I told him, put the chip on. He called me the next day, and he would literally play the piano or the keyboard sometimes 7, 8 hours a day, practicing and playing professionally. And he said, Dad, these things really work.
I didn't look for CieAura. CieAura found me. I took it to my doctor because I don't put anything in my body or on my body without having my doctor do applied kinesiology testing to me to tell me whether my body's going to reject it or not. When I got over there and I pulled the chips out and I handed to my doctor, he got so excited he started shaking. And he goes, because he measures energy basically, and he says, this is going to be absolutely, it's just going to absolutely explode. Guess who the first person that got my business was? My doctor. There's certain things that we get older and we go through life that we have pains. I have a bunch of pains from when I played football, and you give up, mentally you give up freedoms. And you say, I can't do that anymore. I can't play golf because when I threw that kick before I do the follow through, I got a torn cartilage in my left knee, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. And what it's done is you put the chip on, and all of a sudden you're going, okay, I might be able to do that now. And then you go out and pick up the golf club and you execute that, and you're not in pain. You're going, wow, I can do that again. So you get some of that freedom back.
I truly wish that the CieAura chips were around when I was playing in the NFL. I'm looking for something healthy for my body, something that's all natural, something that won't degrade my body any more that I've already degraded it. To have something like the CieAura chips is really a godsend for me. Now I can manage my pain with something that simple. That just blows me away. And everyone I've spoken with about this is just blown away too.
And by wearing an energy chip behind each ear, I found that I'm not nearly as short-fused. I don't lose my temper near as much. And it's so much fun now to work through the day and be focused. I can see 5 or 6 patients. Then I can go tend to my own office practice books. Then I can review an article for the medical journal. Then I can see some more patients. And come at the end of the day, I'm really fascinated because I'm not exhausted. I'm rejuvenated and feel 40 years old again. I now have 3 tools that do things that I could never do before. It is very exciting, and the patients are almost as excited as I am.
I played baseball in college, and so have athletic background. I have an exercise physiology degree, was my first one. I have a Bachelor of Science degree as well. Didn't know what to do with them, so I went back to school and I got my doctorate of chiropractic. Being an ex-athlete, still staying very active with golf and in the gym, all my aches and pains over all those years have pretty much subsided itself just by getting a good deep sleep and my body allowing to heal itself. Getting a little bit up in age, I'm 46 now. The energy chip has been, just wonderful. I use it, for the energy, placement as well as for the focus, and just done wonders for me. I injured my shoulder about 10 months ago and tore a rotator cuff muscle, and tried to do the rehab myself in my own office. I went to some of my colleagues and I was just not getting the success that I wanted with it. I put the pain chip on the anterior side of my shoulder, the front side, and didn't do anything. And so I went into doctor mode and realized that it probably was referral pain, so I put it to the back side of my shoulder, and within 5 minutes, the discomfort, subsided. And from there I was able to rehab it properly, and it's now back to 100%.
I was back home a month ago, and I told Mom, I said, Mom, look, I've come across something that I really want you to try because I know how much pain you're in. I said, Mom, I got these pain chips with this new company called CieAura that I'm a part of. I really want you to try it. And she was, how the old folks are. Yeah, give me a break, all right? So I put the chips on her, and she sat back, and we just started talking. I told her to drink a lot of water. She drinks a lot of water anyway. So as mothers do, we're talking all evening. But I've noticed that she's not saying anything about her hip. So she gets up. I see her walking a little better than I've seen her walk in a long time. So she goes to bed. She calls me into her bedroom about an hour and a half later. She said, my middle name is Vanada. She's like, Vanada, I don't feel anything. That to me was mind-blowing because I said to myself, I wish I'd have had a camera. I wish somebody could have really seen this because this is what I call drastic. I see my mother barely be able to get around. I hear her complain all the time about her hip. And here it is, I've been able to give her something and she's getting instantaneous relief. That to me is powerful.
This is the first time in 21 years of practice that we've had a tool that would specifically address the electromagnetic side of the communication aspect of the body that we can utilize on their own, not in the office, but on their own, even in between visits, that they can help themselves. Once people understand the concept of structure, chemistry, and electricity in the body. They want a tool that'll help with electricity. These things provide that tool, very high tech, but very simple to use. We don't hear a lot of objections other than someone may say, well, I didn't feel the results in the first day. One thing I preach to them is duration, hydration. They got to be drinking good water. Another thing I throw in there in my practice is leave it on long enough for it to be effective. This may take longer than 2 or 3 days. It's taken you 20 years to develop this issue. Let's give it a little time. Keep working with these. Give it at least 10 days to 2 weeks to see if you see results before you judge it. So, and most people, once they do that, they're willing to try that, and they're willing to give it an honest effort.
With my patients, I'm seeing successes in all 3 categories. As a chiropractor, people are coming to me because they have discomfort and chronic discomfort. Most of the time when they're coming to a chiropractor, they've already exhausted other measures. I have 3 or 4 particular cases where I've known all treatments have failed, and this hologram has given them relief. Same thing with rest. I have many patients who have fatigue. They don't sleep well at night, so their bodies don't heal and repair. The Rest Quiet chip has provided them good night's sleep, thus they feel better. And the same thing with energy. It's a way that I can give some of these patients relief of their low energy while it may take 3 to 6 weeks, even 3 months before their nutritional program kicks in to where now they feel something immediately instead of having to wait for it.
It is just really tremendous to see the difference that it is making in people's lives. Product doesn't remove pain, does not cure, heal, or do anything like that. But what it does do, it helps the body to realign in the meridians in the body to really find release. And that's what it's all about. And it's helping people. And people are excited about this. And all you have to do is share it. I'm not selling anything. I'm not out there recruiting anybody or trying to make anybody do anything. It's just a tremendous opportunity to be able to enjoy life, and to those who have discomfort in their life, to enjoy it to the fullest.
I got the relief chips, and basically I put them on my back, and the discomfort that I had was absolutely almost virtually gone the next day. And I had an opportunity to go out and play some golf for a couple of days, and to me, when that discomfort was totally relieved, it was amazing. When I see patients, I bring it in and I actually show them the holographic chips. And I say, hey, take a look at this. And I flash them around and I'll tell them to look at it. And I go, you know what's phenomenal about these new technology chips? I go, is that there is no medicine and there's no drugs in it. Nothing's going to be transferred to your body. And I said, that excites me from the standpoint that I've been able to prescribe you other medications that do harm you and do cause adverse side effects, and this doesn't. And they all look at me and 100% they go, man, that's phenomenal. I want to try it. And then I just go ahead and I put them on them if I have to put them on them, or if they're a rest quiet, they'll use them at night. I'll just give them the instructions with it, and basically I'll just tell them stay well hydrated. I give them my phone number. I said, I want to hear from you, and I am hearing constantly, day after day, the fantastic improvement.
For me, the chips, full release. And I can say that. My knee pounds like a heartbeat. I keep 3 chips. Not anything like it was. I don't even think about it anymore. I just came back from the Pro Bowl, Super Bowl, interviewing athletes on my feet 10, 12 hours a day, non-stop, and wearing my cowboy boots all the time again now, and which I love to do. Don't even think about because I don't feel it. And it's just a great feeling to know that it's impossible not to help somebody. You are helping somebody with this product. That is why CieAura.